What is up, everybody, and welcome to the best weapon mods of 2016. So in this video I picked 5 weapon mods, and this was extremely hard to do. I actually originally made this video intending to do 10 weapon mods, but then I kind of looked at that list. I looked at what ones I thought were the best and which ones I didn't think were as good, and narrowed the list down to 5 individual weapon mods. This is going to be a very controversial video in my eyes. You guys will disagree with me, probably almost every single one of you watching. There were probably hundreds of weapon mods released this year, so narrowing it down to 5 that really stood out from all the rest was pretty difficult. It actually took me quite a while to compile this list. I was going to make this video last weekend, but I just couldn't finalize a good list, so I had to push it back to this weekend. Before we get into the video properly, I do want to just say some honorable mentions. These are the mods that I think would be 6, 7, and 8 if I were to continue this list further. That's going to be the Widow Shotgun, the PC2O by Millennia, and of course the M1 Garand. These are 3 weapon mods that again really stood out to me as being amazing and really just extraordinary in their own unique ways, but I didn't actually put them on this list. But they really were that good that I felt like I couldn't make this video properly without mentioning them, because there really was just so much time and effort put into each of those mods. On top of that, I actually started a little bit of a web store on Redbubble selling some different merch. Right now I have a lot of Skyrim stuff. I do plan on adding some Fallout stuff in the future. This is actually the time of year when YouTubers don't get paid too much, so if you're interested and maybe buy a sticker or something like that, it'll send me a little bit of extra money. I only make like 20-30 cents per sticker, but they're only $2 or $2.50 in total. Regardless, links in the description down below if you want to check that out. If you guys do like this video, you can leave a like or a comment to help support it. That's just the best way to do it due to YouTube's new algorithm. But with all that being said, let's jump into what in my eyes were the top 5 weapon mods of 2016. So up first, we have one many of you are probably going to disagree with, and that is the Crude Blowback. This is really the first mod that really drew me to Axis, who is one of my favorite mod authors today, and regardless, it's really one of the first weapon mods that I really sat back and was like, wow, that's like a damn good mod. I feel like it started a new kind of generation or era of weapon mods that really set itself apart from some of the other ones prior. When this mod came out, it really did feel like it was on a whole nother level compared to everything else available at the time, and this was large in part just due to the custom sounds and the way the gun looked. It was so cool and awesome looking, and it just really felt so well fitting into the game. If you don't know, the Crude Blowback is actually a mod based off the concept art from Fallout 4. The mod author Axis did really base his weapon mod off of the designs by Bethesda and really just made a awesome recreation of it, and this is really where the blue tape thing was born. This again was one of those mods that really just blew me away even from the first day I downloaded it. First and foremost, it just feels so fitting in Fallout 4. It's a game that's all about kind of scavenging different weapons and really just scavenging and scrapping things in general, and this gun really felt like it embodied that in a great way. On top of that, all the weapon attachments and just everything like that was extremely high quality on this gun. The custom sounds and even the custom animations that did come later were very fitting, and again really just made this weapon feel like it was on a totally different level to everything else. Even though it sounds kind of tacky, if I had to choose one weapon mod to embody Fallout 4, it would be this one. A lot of the other weapon mods on this list are on it because they have a lot of cool features, they look very good, or they really just stood out in some other way. Well, the Crude Blowback stood out to me because it is just such a cool and unique weapon, and it really does just fit so well into Fallout 4. For a really long time, the Crude Blowback was my go-to weapon for videos. If you watch a lot of my videos over the summer, if I'm using a different armor or something like that, the weapon I'm shooting the enemies down with is the Crude Blowback. Well, that all changed on the 24th of September, and that is because the Scar H was released. From the day this came out, it became one of my favorite weapon mods of all time. It's one of the few files on Nexus I actually endorsed like day one. The one I was like, I downloaded it, I played it, and I was like, wow, this is just on a whole nother level. It really is, in my eyes, the perfect assault rifle. It doesn't have the craziest weapon attachments, it doesn't have the most expansive customization system, it just does what it does very well. It had custom animations, custom sounds, it had different scopes that worked perfectly with the gun, including see-through scope support added later on by an update. This gun is really minimalistic if you compare it to some of the other weapon mods on this list. It doesn't do nearly as much as a lot of the other ones, but what it does again is extremely polished and extremely well done. This is a weapon mod that once you install and download, if you're a fan of assault rifles like I am, you're going to find yourself instantly satisfied just by what it does. There's really not a ton to say about the Scar H. A lot of you guys have downloaded it. It is one of the most popular weapon mods in general, and it really is just one of my favorite weapon mods overall for this year and in general for Fallout 4. I still find myself using this thing consistently, and it really is just a great mod. I actually had a bit of a weird relationship with the MK14 EBR, if you could consider having a relationship with a mod a real thing. This is one of the very early weapon mods for Fallout 4, coming out in February of 2016, so very early on in the year. And a lot of people loved the mod from day one. They downloaded it then, and then as it was updated, they continued to enjoy using it and really just kind of fell in love with the gun, and it became a staple of many of their save games. That wasn't me. I actually never really downloaded the mod when it was first released. I think I put it in a video, but then I kind of deleted it and just totally forgot forgot about it. That was right up until the custom animations for this gun came out, and when those were released and I made my new video kind of covering them, I really realized how good and quality of a weapon mod this is. I talked about in so many different videos how see-through combat scopes is just one of the best mods for Fallout 4 overall. I think this weapon has the best implementation of the framework for that mod. If you somehow don't know what that means, it's basically so now as you zoom in with some of the different scopes, you won't cut to a black screen. You're just going to zoom in as you would naturally or even in some other video games. On top of that, the custom animations and sounds that this gun does provide are really going to set it apart from a lot of the other guns out there. I think it is really the best DMR or long to medium range style rifle in Fallout 4 right now. The M1 Garand definitely would be a close second, but I really just think this one's a little bit more polished, and again, a lot of the things it does, it executes a bit better. And on top of that, I have to give massive credits to the mod author here. Dazerfrog has made a huge effort to continue to update this mod. Again, it came out in February of 2016. That's very early, only about 4 or 5 months after Fallout 4 was released, and since then it has gotten pretty much consistent updates. He even has posted very recently on a new update he's working on to kind of refresh the gun itself, adding some new textures and some new additions as far as modifications go to the gun. It really is commendable to see a mod author supporting his mod almost a year later, when many mod authors will just release a mod and forget about it 2 months later. All around, this is an extremely high quality weapon mod. Frankly, I don't think I need to tell you that since it is one of the most downloaded mods on Fallout 4 for PC and Xbox One. I actually think I was a little bit late on the train. Someone had to tell me that. Regardless, if you somehow have missed it, definitely download this one. It is extremely high quality. The defense gun. So I bet a lot of you guys are going to be a little bit surprised on this one. This isn't the most popular mod in the world. It's certainly not an unpopular mod, but it's not nearly as popular as some of the other mods on this list. With that being said, the defense gun looks great. That's one of the reasons I love this mod so much. I think when you're playing with this in first person, in survival, or with one of those minimal HUD mods installed, it truly shows you why Fallout 4 modding is so great. This really is just leaps and bounds above a vanilla weapon in Fallout 4. It really just looks that much better, at least in my opinion. On top of that, it really does embody and take advantage of the weapon customization system in Fallout 4. You truly can create a multitude of different weapon variants with this base gun, whether that be a wood stock, a steel stock, a longer barrel, a shorter barrel, different magazine types, different scope types. I can honestly go on and on. And on top of that, it just really has a ton of content here. I remember the first time I downloaded this mod, I was like, what is this defense gun? It doesn't even have a proper name. I don't even know what weapon this is. What is it, a Type 100 or a Sten or something like that? But then after playing with it for a little while, you just really get taken back by how good it looks. Don't let the video justify this for you. Download this mod yourself. It's available on PC and Xbox One, and just experience it. It really is just a all-around awesome weapon mod to use. Again, use one of those minimal HUD mods. I really think the way the steel or darker steel and the wood contrast each other just creates one of the most best looking weapons for Fallout 4, and for that reason I think everyone should download it. This is the best weapon mod. I really never doubted it through any of these different variations of the list I have concluded with today. The DKS 501 is on a whole nother level. I would pay like $5 to download this as a DLC straight from Bethesda. This is just such a feature-rich and complete weapon mod that is honestly astonishing to think someone did this for free in his free time as a hobby. That really is why it is at the top of this list. The features on this thing are absolutely insane. The amount of updates it had over time that really just created it into something so complete are again insane. To start things off, the DKS 501 obviously has the nostalgia factor going from it. It appeared in both Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas as just the kind of quote-unquote sniper rifle, and now has made an appearance in Fallout 4, and even from day one, this really did take advantage of the weapon customization system. You could make this into a bunch of different weapon mods, and I really praised it for that on release. Well, since then, it turned into an entirely different beast. It got custom sounds, custom animations, custom sounds per caliber, which is something I critiqued so many weapon mods for, and this one listened and did it. And the sounds aren't bad either. They are quality sounds for 38, 308, and 50 caliber versions of this weapon. It has visible weapon support, compatibility with see-through combat scopes, meshes on the magazine so you could actually see the individual bullets in each magazine as you do fire them. And even if all that wasn't enough, it also adds in a bunch of legendary variants of the weapon around the map so you can go and find them and have a little bit of a more powerful version. This gun again is truly just a complete weapon mod. If all those features somehow didn't satisfy you, well, you're crazy, because they should. The quality on this mod is really top notch, and I think it is actually right now in kind of a complete state. It's one of the few mods on this list that I would honestly say don't touch it. There's nothing else that needs to be added to this. I don't really know much about Lieutenant Commander, the mod author behind this, but he has one mod posted for Fallout 4, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 3, or Skyrim. It is the DKS 501, and I think this is a masterpiece. This is really one of those things that if I was to show someone Fallout 4 and try and convey why modding is so important and why it's such a good thing, I would show them this mod. It really is what I would describe as a work of art. So that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. Let me know in the comments down below, what did you think think of my list? When making these videos, it's really hard to gauge what you guys are going to think of them. I don't really know anyone else that plays video games, so I kind of have an isolated view here. I do talk to a few different mod authors in Discord, but I don't really know them so much on a personal level. I just have talked to them through Discord. So again, when I sit down to make this video, it's not like, hey, do you agree with this list or do you disagree with this list? It's just kind of like, well, this is what I feel. So I'm going to ask you guys, tell me in the comments down below, do you agree with my list? Do you think it should be modified? What would you make your top 5 list as far as weapon mods go? And before you actually click the post button, give it some thought. What would you actually put as your 5 best weapon mods? And only pick 5. This is an extremely hard video for me to make, but I really sat down and thought about it, and I hopefully articulated to all of you why I thought all of these were just on another level than everything else. There are a lot of really good weapon mods for Fallout 4. I think it's actually one of the highlights of the game. It is a great gunplay game and really just a great first-person shooter in general. So it's awesome to see so much variety and so many different options, but again, I think these ones were just better than everything else. As always, I hope you guys did enjoy. I thank you for watching again. I do plan on still doing some more best of 2016 videos. Armors are next, so look forward to that next weekend. Hopefully everything goes okay this week. I actually am starting classes this coming Tuesday, so I don't think anything bad will happen, but who knows, maybe I'll get overwhelmed with work in the first week of school, but hopefully not. As always, again, I thank you guys for watching. I do hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all next time. Later.